Okie dokie, and this is us live now. So, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Ray and I'm a director at a model making and special effects company based in Wimbledon. We've been around for about 40 years, but I've only been at the company for about 3 years. It's a new transition for us into management and I love what I do.
Brilliant. For the benefit of the audience, how did we first connect?
So we met at said company and you were at the company involved in the engineering and partly the art department, which is what I used to run at the company, and that's how we met.
And how have you changed your corner of the world?
By my corner, I presume you mean mostly in terms of the business. I always feel a business tells you what it needs. So you need to be involved in the life of a business. The business goes through various motions and things. You discover things as you go. I think that in this context, I think I've discovered in this specific business that it needed systems, it needed a revision of the way things used to be. It needed some new energy because it is an old company and needed some new life in it. So I think new systems, new ways of doing things, new flows.
Is there a particular impact you're proud of making, whether in this business or a previous one?
I think every business I've been a part of has had some moments where I feel like I've achieved something really good. In this one specifically, we're in the throes of creating new systems, and I believe that that's been my biggest impact on the business thus far, to get systems in place that are efficient, that move the business forward, that enable growth in the business. I think it's live, it's a work in progress, but I believe that that's the biggest impact that's been there so far.
So what's next with these systems? Can you tell us anything?
Well, I think that there's an interesting dynamic in just when you talk about systems, because we're at this precipice of history, I guess, where you've got AI, which is a buzzword. It's not just a buzzword, it's become a reality almost in every facet of what we do. And so I think part of developing new systems is learning how to work with AI systems, other systems, and learn how to integrate it into the business format that we have and try and understand how we move forward with those things, because I think it's going to have a pretty big impact on everything across all industries.
What do you see as the biggest hurdle between you and implementing some of these systems?
I have to say time. I think that we're always fighting time, no matter what we are trying to do, whether it's new projects, whether it's trying to implement things within the business, we're always struggling to find the time to do it. These days, clients have access to all sorts of fabulous software and things that enable them to produce things faster. And the expectation is that we can produce things faster. So we're constantly fighting deadlines and trying to get things done with less time. I think time is our ultimate enemy in everything we do at the moment.
Fair enough. What do you see as the biggest change for your industry this year?
Again, I have to think back on the comment about AI. I just see the prevalence of it is just so enormous. Everything that we do ultimately involves some form of AI. Whether it's clients that are using AI to generate content that they come to us, whether we're generating code for the systems that we're building, it just seems that people are afraid of it, people are talking about it, some are embracing it, others are not embracing it. I personally feel that you have to embrace it, that we have to make a way to make it work. And I think that that is the biggest challenge we have at the moment. We don't yet understand everything, at least I don't. There's those that warn against AI and warn against all the things that could go wrong. Well, it's kind of unstoppable, so we have to work out how to work with all these new AI tools, in my view.
I definitely think it's a space that has a lot of opportunity to support what we're doing, especially where you have iterative design and you just need to get through a lot of changes, I guess, for rendering and things. It must be helping optimize that side of things. But for physics, still want a human in the loop, at least for now, just to make sure that all the interactions are considered. It's showing who can write good prompts as well, who understands the environment well enough to describe the situation. Then you get some good AI outputs, but definitely with a scrutinized overview.
I think you're right. I think part of moving forward is trying to approach it with some form of clarity. If you have some background in something, whether it's coding, image generation, simulation, all of those things are things that we do on a daily basis. If you have some background and understanding of those things, AI has actually become a very important tool to get things done in a much more efficient way. I think the worry is for people that don't really understand what they're doing, and they can generate code and they can generate imagery and they can do all sorts of things, but without really understanding how those prompts are deciphered and how the content is being generated. I think therein lies a danger. But as you say, if you're an engineer and you understand the prompt, you understand what you're trying to solve, then AI can help you. We are at that kind of juncture where we need to find ways to make sure that AI works for us and doesn't work against us. And that only comes if we have clarity.
And what's something that's changed your mind in the last month?
That's a great question. So it's interesting because over the last couple of months, I've been going through the foundation books, Isaac Asimov, and something in, I think it's the second book of the trilogy. I don't know all the order of all the books, but in the second book, there's some reference to planning and improvisation. And this has become something real for me in that you can plan as much as you like, but you cannot plan for everything. So I see it in our business is that we try and design, we try and create things and have as much planning done as possible. But at the end of the day, when it gets down to the workshop, there has to be improvisation. You have to have people that can look at the plans and turn it into their own. They have to improvise and get the job done. So for me, over the last 2 or 3 months, that's become a real thing for me. Planning and improvisation. You cannot do 100% planning. There has to be some kind of improvisation to make it work.
And next question is, what is the change you most want to see in the world?
I know this sounds ridiculous, but I think there needs to be peace generally. And I think part of that is people need to learn how to meet with one another. They need to find common ground. And there's so many political issues and there's so many things going on in the world at the moment, and people take very hard sides. They're either on this side or that side. And sometimes it's important to take a hard stand on a side. Certainly you don't want to have people running around murdering people because they believe they have to murder people. That's ridiculous. But I do think that there's a place and a space where people can meet and we can find, we all have differences, everyone is different. But I think if we can just relax and find each other, we can find solutions. And I think that that's what I'd love to see. There has to be a place where we can all move forward together, because the future is exciting. And the only way the future remains exciting is that if we all believe that the future is exciting. If we believe that the world is coming to an end and it's doomsday, well,
it's not helping the situation, is it?
That's not exciting, no.
Let's put things back in a bit more of an upbeat mood. What's something that never fails to change your mood?
Music. I absolutely love music. I could not live without music. I, as a teenager, always thought if something had to go categorically wrong with me and I had to lose some form of sense, I would rather lose my eyesight than my hearing, because I just don't think the world would be a great place without music.
Which is a big thing, considering that you use your eyesight at work all the time. It's key to a lot of what you do, but
You
a
know,
world without music, unimaginable.
No, I just couldn't do it. And you know, the funny thing is that my eyesight has gotten worse. I guess it's an age-related thing. But I've started wearing glasses in the last 2 years, which I never used to do. And so my eyesight, I do feel my eyesight is not as good as it used to be, but so is my hearing. My hearing's also getting worse, but that worries me more than my eyesight.
Fair enough. And finally, the question you've asked me to ask you. Do you believe it's important to be laser focused on what your career should look like from the outset?
I have a strange story here. I think that not everybody can be laser focused from day one. There are people that are like that. My eldest daughter is 100% laser focused on what she wants to do. My younger daughter is not as laser focused. I think that you have to find your passions in life, and sometimes you don't know that when you're starting out in life. When you're 15, 16 years old and you're asked to pick subjects or pick a career, pick a future, some people do know what they want to do and some don't. And I'm one of those that didn't. I've floated all over the place. Over the last 20, 30 years, I've spent time in big business, in finance. I've spent time in design and the arts. And I only find that I know where I am now. I've gone a very roundabout route to get to where I am. But I'm happy that I've found it. As long as you keep searching and as long as you have an ambition to find out what it is that really brings you just satisfaction in what you do, then you're okay. Find that thing and do it. And it may take time.
Brilliant. You've got me nodding because, you know, my journey has also been a zigzag. Yeah, thanks for speaking today, Ray. It's been brilliant.
Thank you for having me.